Hey everybody, welcome back to Rasheed NC Wyatt for Mayor. I took this trip off, but I need to put a trip back on. I want to change it, but I can't because you just keep seeing these things happen. It's like, okay, it isn't really a trip.
Yes, it is.
But it's a beautiful day in the neighborhood.
Yes, it is.
And we live on set thanks to my friends at MyFrame Media who've been helping us. And we're going to talk a little bit about our online social media communication. You're going to see as a whole different branding, and it's going to list a lot of the things that I've been doing, which is important. I want you to know that you have a candidate here who has done things. It's not something that I'm going to tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to project what I'm going to do. These are things I've been doing. And so
that's right.
They've done a good job of setting up our website and our Facebook page and getting the information out, because that's important. I want you not just to pay attention to who's endorsing who.
That's right.
But who's done what, because that's more important than who endorses you.
Right.
As you know, that the acting mayor got the endorsement of the PBA and the fire department, which I don't think is a big surprise.
Not to me. Not to me at all.
I mean, it's just that's how it is, right?
I already know. I mean, bottom line of it is most of them come from South Buffalo in the first place.
Yeah.
You know, and so therefore we may anticipate that was going to happen early on. But again, Councilman, the bottom line of it is we want the endorsement of the people.
That's it.
Bottom line. That's just what I feel in my heart, that the people know who's been doing what.
Yeah.
And bottom line again is the fact that the ones that are getting some of these endorsements haven't done nothing for you.
Yeah.
So just be cognizant of the fact that we got to watch that at this point, because everybody come running when they need you.
Yeah. And you know, and again, I can't compete to these guys and their connections getting hundreds of thousands of dollars. But at the end of the day, my campaign is grassroots, and I'm not shying away from it. I appreciate that, because it forces me to do what I need to do to go and get your vote. It ain't just you see me on TV. It's about talking to you, talking about the issues. And as I said, we're going to give you information where you can go on our social media platform and get all the information about me. And it's funny because recently someone went on social media and attacked me that there's a Clevefield Plaza in my district that we've had problems with for years.
That's right.
And I've been on top of it, working with the coalition, working with Judges Row Block Club. And someone just went there and dumped the other day. Well, just so happened on that particular day, guess what? One of the Block Club members was there at the committee meetings, community development. I put it on my Facebook page so you can go. And they were talking about that with me about the problem.
Wow.
So I'm on my job. So don't think that I can't be a council member and the mayor. Believe it, you best believe I can do both.
Right.
Because I got the connections as well as I have the work ethic. It ain't about going out and kissing babies. It ain't going out to every event and trying to get everybody an award. It's about doing the work. And that's what I want to do. So I want to make you aware. Just because someone is endorsed don't mean that that's your candidate.
Right.
That's their candidate.
That's right.
And they want that individual to do for them.
Right.
The police and fire aren't going to endorse me because I'm talking against the overtime. The overtime is, I'm not going to say kill. The overtime is really affecting our budget.
Okay.
And so if we don't cut that down, we're going to have to do these little tricks, trying to sell property, use a bed tax that people are against. The business people are against the bed tax. The business people are against selling the property. And so again, you want to go in your direction as like you're the expert and you have no expertise in finance.
Amen.
And again, as I said, this is, the acting mayor is acting like Byron Brown 2.0.
Come on.
And I'm going to keep saying that because that's all it is. It's the same old stuff, the same old games, and it's not helping us. It's only hurting us. And so again, when you keep hearing about this 8% tax increase, and you see that we're continuing to do the same things we've always done, it's not going to change. I'm about change, real change. And so for me not to have an endorsement that be tied to anybody that is going to go against what we need to do for the people, I'm proud of it. And I'm going to wear it as a badge of honor. Now, and that's not to even say I've not supported the police and fire. I've supported any equipment, the things that they've asked for, I've supported that.
That's right.
So I'm not going against them as far as the things that they need to do their jobs, but I am against the overtime that is, putting a stranglehold on the city as far as what we need to do for the community. When people are talking about, I got the folks that came down for the community development hearing about the new police training center
Right.
that they're up in arms against. I voted against it. Because we can use that money somewhere else.
That's
so we're
right.
looking at a training center for police, and we're looking at putting them downtown next to the Bray Miller building.
Right.
And so I'm like, what about the people?
Yeah.
We keep saying we're talking about this and that, but what about the people? And again, I can't say it enough, people. We gotta pay attention. They're doing everything for everybody else, but not for you. Here we have people struggling with their rent. Here we have people struggling with their water bill. They said they have a program for you. I've not really seen the evidence of it, but they say they have it. So we're going to keep looking for it until we get it. But one thing I do want to bring up is that we're working on the budget, and I want you to come out. Please come out. This is important. You all have to be engaged in this budget because you need to know what's going on, where your money is going. So there's going to be a budget hearing on April 29th at 5:30, the 13th floor of City Hall. Please, folks, do what you can. Flood those chambers to hear about what's going on with your money. This is your money. It's not our money. It's your money. So I hope that you'll come out on April 29th at 5:30 on the 13th floor. If you're a block club leader, send someone for your block club. And if not, it's going to be on Facebook Live. So tune in, pay attention. You can put your questions in the chat. We really want to hear from you. We moved the budget from receiving it on May 1st to receiving it in April to give us more time to deliberate about the budget and also to give you time to be a part of the conversation and not just simply being a rubber stamp. And so that's something that, again, I champion as council member and my colleagues agreed with me. So again, people talk about what they're going to do. I've done it and I'm going to continue to do it.
Well, and that's the reason why I'm here with this council right now. Because of the fact that he has his finger on the pulse of what's going on in this community. We've had thousands of people calling us, tuning into our broadcast, and these types of things because he's letting you know exactly what's going on in the community. And so therefore, right now, we're doing things the traditional way. Right now, we got a fish fry set up for tomorrow from 11 to 1 o'clock right here at 3435 Bailey Avenue. Yes, and we're going to be doing that. We're going to be doing other things in terms of traditional. So that way he's going to get your support versus trying to get Big Brother's support. And that way we're going to do what we can. We're going to try to get you to get involved with our campaign, to stay involved with our campaign, and to carry him once he gets to City Hall, because even if he goes to City Hall, he's still going to need you to come along. So right now, why don't you start now coming along? Again, the fish fries tomorrow from 11 to 6 o'clock right here at 3435 Bailey Avenue. And I'm telling you, we're going to have a good time right here. Ride in, get your fish dinner, and ride right out.
Yeah, and listen, y'all, I'm cooking the fish. We have nobody. I'm doing the fish, and this brother is doing the potato salad.
Oh,
and y'all gonna love it. I'm telling you.
Some of y'all know about my potato salad.
Oh, y'all know about the potato salad.
Some of y'all know.
You may not know about my fish, but I'm telling you, I can cook. Y'all don't sleep on me now.
Just like that chocolate cake you made me the other day.
Come on, man. Will.
Moist.
I felt a little bad on Easter. I made a cake, and my campaign man said, "Well, thanks for that slice you gave me. I didn't give him a slice." So I said, "Man, I'll get you a whole cake." So
come on.
I gotta take care of the man that take care of me. That's how we roll.
Come on, somebody.
But I really want you to again go on my website. We're gonna get you more information and see what I've done. Don't believe everything you hear. There's a lot of people saying a lot of things like he's mean. He doesn't want to sit with us. You know what? Let me tell you. If you pay attention to the Bible, it says that you're supposed to be set apart. And I'm not saying it in a snooty way, because my spirit is important for me to be able to connect with people and be able to focus on their issues. I'm not a typical politician. I'm trying to do what everybody else does. And if you followed me, you see I've not done what everyone else does. If you really pay attention, I've not been a part of all of, and that's not to knock anybody. I'm just an independent person. And not to say I can't work with people. I can't work. If you talk to my block clubs, I have worked with them. I've collaborated with them. I've collaborated with different organizations. I can do it. It's nothing that I can't do. It's just in some cases I don't choose to do it because I don't think it's in the best interest of the people. And that's the bottom line for me.
Right.
If it ain't in the best interest of the people, I'm not going to be there.
And you shouldn't. And you shouldn't. But the bottom line of it is when people don't want to be with your councilman, they going to find any and every reason that they don't want. They just ain't going to do it.
Yeah.
I don't care if you did shake some hands or kiss some baby. I didn't really want to shake his hand in the first place. You know what I'm saying? So go ahead.
And when you see some of the things that's being done to me, why would I be shaking people's hands that are not with me and they're undermining me? Come on, y'all. Come on now. There's some things you got to do, you have to do, but some things you just can't. You know, it's like I'm trying to think of one of the movies. A guy said, in Training Day, when he said, I don't shake his hand. Why didn't he shake his hand? Because he ain't that dude. You know, he's slimy. You know, that type of thing. But at the end of the day, I care deeply about what I do, and I care about who I associate myself with because it's so important. So let me just say this real quick before I continue on. It's going to be a free fish fry to one person who shares this podcast. So we're going to look at who's sharing this podcast, and we're going to have a free fish dinner for you tomorrow, 3435 Bailey, from 11 to 6. You let us know. We're going to let you know who it is, and you're going to be able to come and get your fish fry, and it's going to be good, y'all. I'm letting you know. It's a big old piece of fish. It's delicious. Man. Come on, I'm hungry right now.
Me too.
but again, you know, I'm kind of a little scattered right now because there's a lot to cover. Because as I said to many of you, I never thought I would be running for mayor. Because even my professor, who's going to be joining us soon again, will tell you when I graduated and got my degree, my master's in organizational leadership, she said, you should run for mayor. And I'm looking at her like, lady, I ain't doing that. Never thinking that God was preparing me for this time. And I believe he is. I believe he's preparing me for this time, for a time such as this, to deal with the calamity that the city is in right now. I have the financial background to deal with it. When I talk to some of the business people, they think that the current administration is going the wrong way again. And again, these things impact the people. When we make these bad decisions, we make these bad choices, it impacts the people. And I think it's so important that, again, you have someone in place that has an understanding of finances, that's willing to ask others for their opinion on how we move forward. Because that's what my job is. My job is to protect not the shareholders, but the interests of the residents of the city of Buffalo. And so if I'm doing the right things and I'm making the right decisions, and I'm working with the council, because many of my colleagues worked with me before, and they know that I'm no different than when the previous mayor was in place. I've collaborated with them. They've agreed with me on a lot of things as it relates to the budget. And I think that, again, we can get back to that, because at the end of the day, we have to be moving in the same direction, and I want to bring us all together. But I got to do it in the way that I believe, because I think I've been on the right track for the last several years. You know, I've stood up, I've spoke against certain things, and it ain't about, and let me just say this again, Will, this ain't about not liking the previous mayor.
Come on.
I didn't like his policies. And so if you thought the policies were good, I'm sorry, I didn't like them, because at the end of the day, look at where we are right now. We're right now at a deficit, and we're going further into a deficit. And we're doing these one tricks that they continue to do. They did it during his administration. Now, if you want to go in that direction and you want to continue to hurt the people who are already hurting with this Trump administration and the crazy stuff they doing, then I guess you're going to go with that person. But if you want real change and someone that's going to stand up for you, the one thing I'm proud of, I was at BJ's earlier, and the woman said to me, you know, I really like you. My mom loves you. Why? She says, because you stand up for the people. You're always standing. And I want people to recognize that that's me.
That's right.
That ain't no fakeness. That ain't no, because I got this endorsement. That is who I am. And I'm going to continue to do that, because at the end of the day, my city is suffering. And it's suffering needlessly. This ain't stuff that you can't fix. It's just stuff that you're unwilling to fix, because it's Poverty is profitable.
Yeah, all the time.
Poverty is profitable.
All
And
the
if you
time.
don't know, look at your neighborhood.
Now you know.
And it's the truth.
Yes.
You know, there's a lot of people making money off of your suffering, and they good with it. And I'm not good with it because, again, I want my community to do better. I want the children in my community to feel that they have something to hope for. They have a feeling that, hey, we're turning the corner. I have a role to play. Right now, they don't feel like they have a role to play.
No, and they don't really. And my kids, this is why I'm fighting with you. I'm fighting on the front line because my kids, my grandkids, we need something different.
Yeah.
We need something that they can stay here for. Remember, I said this last week. I said I want my grandkids and my kids around me when the dust settles here in Buffalo. We have a great situation here in Buffalo, New York, ladies and gentlemen. Some of the best waterfront areas and everything. We just need to catch everybody else up to what that is right there. And if we can catch everybody, and everybody can see stuff, don't stay numb to what's been going on. Get involved. Let's get this thing rolling. And I know I got the best candidate. No matter what anyone says, I got the best candidate. Listen, again, Rasheed Wyatt for mayor, all social media.
Yes,
follow
page.
the page. Rasheed Wyatt for mayor, all social media.
Yeah, please do that because I want you to be informed. I don't, I'm not going to be a person that's just going to tell you something. I want you to see for yourself.
Come
on. Just like the person who said that, hey, how are you going to, if you can't take care of illegal dumping, how are you going to run the city? I can say so many things about that, but that's one issue. And if and I know that's a big issue, to be quite honest. I made some recommendations. So someone came to the council and talked about this remote camera that can move and be moved in different areas where you can get people's license plate. I said the city should be jumping on that because we do have a problem with illegal dumping.
That's right.
And so why aren't we jumping on that? But again, we're so slow to do things, just like the potholes.
Yeah.
You all complained about those potholes. And it took an act of Congress for you to get something done with the potholes. It took Nate going on live to get somebody to do some of the potholes.
And it still ain't done.
And it still ain't done. Yeah.
We still got problems with it, But again, we know that Rasheed N.C. Wyatt has his thumb on the pulse of what's going on in this community. And I'm telling you, you need to come join us at 3435 Belling Avenue. Hey, we've been calling, we've been knocking on doors. We're going to try to get this done, but we definitely need your help.
Yeah, we got to have your help. And if let me just say this, and I think, and I'm not threatening anybody, I'm not trying to scare you, because there was a scare tactic where they told you, hey, if we don't sell these buildings, if we don't get the legislature to go with the 3% bed tax, we're going to have to lay off police and fire.
Come on.
I'm like, wow.
Yeah.
Well, we didn't have to lay them off before, but we got to lay them off now.
Yeah.
But we can't cut the overtime, but we can lay off police and fire. So when you listen to some of this stuff, you got to be scratching your head like, what are they talking about? But they want to scare you instead of telling you the truth. Yeah. I'm not going to lie to you. I'm not going to deceive you. I'm not going to twist the thing. I'm not going to just split hairs. I'm going to tell you the unadulterated truth. And I've been saying this for a long time. And if you go on my social media, you'll see different meetings in which I've spoken up against a whole lot of things, especially this budget. Every year the budget comes forth and it's games, it's trickery. We have school zone cameras one time, and now we have bus arm cameras. Oh my, what else are we going to do now? Oh, the 3% bed tax that many of the hospitality community said is a mistake. And so again, we have to be cognizant of what's going on. And when you come on this program and you listen to me, I'm telling you the truth. I'm not making up stories. I'm going to tell you the truth. You can go on a council meeting and hear about what we're talking about. So we're going to continue to press this. I want you to be informed about this budget because this budget process, especially this year, is extremely important that you know. They're looking to increase 8%.
Come on.
8%. That's a big number. And like the woman told me today, she says, I'm a homeowner, but then my children rent. And so all this stuff is going to affect me. I'm a senior. And I think they had a meeting recently at Shoshone Park regarding Social Security, and they said it was standing room only because people are concerned about their Social Security. And so all these things together with the city's mismanagement and the crisis that they've created from not doing the right thing is causing a very big concern to people in our community. And I'm telling you that if you give me the opportunity to be your mayor, I'm going to right-size government, and I'm going to make sure we don't have this crisis issue year in and year out. It's always a crisis. Everything in a crisis. It shouldn't be.
No.
You know, we know what we have to do. We know we have streets and roads we have to cover. We have potholes. We have snow. All
Yeah.
these things. All these things we should master. And listen to me. Listen to me clear. You can go and take pictures all you want. You can go to as many events all you want. But at the end of the day, the problem is not going and taking pictures and knowing who the mayor is. The problem is the mayor doing the job to take care of your interests. Is going to take pictures everywhere your interest? I don't think so. I think you want permits and some inspections to be going out inspecting these houses. I fought with Councilmember Rivera and Councilmember Nowakowski for proactive rental inspections. We have people living in housing that they're paying $1,300 that's inadequate. It's unsafe. So why aren't we having these people go and do their job to the fullest extent that we can so that you are in good housing and you're not being retaliated against? That's a real big issue. We talk about affordable housing. Affordable housing is making sure people take care of their housing. If you own a piece of property in the city of Buffalo, we should be sending a clear message. We're not going to tolerate you disrespecting our residents. You're going to buy this house. You're going to keep it in good code, up to code. You're going to make sure it doesn't have rats and roaches. You're going to make sure that the windows are clean. Well, not clean, but make sure the windows are insulated.
That's right.
And not just, when you're paying your heat and all those things. There's so many things that you can do that's not expensive. It's just making sure you're maintaining it. When you own your home, if you're renting your home, you should be responsible for making sure your customer, that resident, is taken care of. And I know I hear it over and over again. I just heard the story from the lady on BJ's. The same thing. She's got a house, and she showed me pictures where there's ivy coming through the window into the house.
Wow.
That's insane. She showed me the actual
Wow.
picture. And so it's crazy that you continue to see this type of stuff, but I can't make this stuff up.
I know you can.
And so again, I want to let you know that I'm just not saying things. I want you to go on my site. You can find us on social media at Wyatt for Buffalo Mayor, at our Wyatt for Mayor. Go there, find out this information, see what I'm talking about. See that I'm not just making it up. My friends at My Frame Media are extremely helpful, and they made my site look so professional and it's usable and it's friendly, so that you can see what I'm talking about. I'm just not making up. I don't think there's anybody that's running at this point in time that can compete with what I've accomplished and what I'm doing in the university district. You go and pull up some of the articles about me on the news and for other outlets. You see that I'm doing my job. I'm doing it. I've done it for, actually I've been elected four times.
Yeah.
3 full terms and one was a partial term. But at the end of the day, I take very seriously what I do. I don't just play games. I'm not out here going everywhere to be, kiss my ring. I'm a servant, and that's what I've said when I've gone to churches.
Exactly.
I'm looking to be a servant leader
of them all.
Yes.
And the bottom line of it is that you see the passion in this man. You see the passion. I said this before, and I'm going to say it again. He could be doing 1,000 other things somewhere else, but he worry about these people.
Yeah.
And that's his passion that he does. And I'm sitting next to him because of the passion that he had for the people. 3435 Bailey Avenue. You want to join this team? Come on by. 3435 Bailey Avenue, right at Highgate.
Yeah, and we're here from 1 to 6 every day except Sunday. Now Sunday we in church, right?
Right. That's got to be.
Got to be in church.
Got to be in there.
We ain't playing with that.
Nah.
He's giving us the strength to do what we do.
That's
and
right.
on Sunday,
that's
he
his day.
gives us. That's it.
It
we gonna
says
serve God.
It says we got to have a day of rest. Okay.
And so we gonna rest. But again, you can go on all of our social media platforms, see what I've been doing recently. I asked the controller's office, what are we doing as far as the investigation regarding the American Rescue money, and I haven't heard anything, but I'm going to stay on top of that because, again, I think that if you pay attention to what has been done, it continues to happen, mismanagement, mistakes, and we really need to make sure we're on top of things. But again, you can go and see what I've done by going to look at finding us on all of our social media at Wyatt for Buffalo Mayor, and our Wyatt for Mayor. You go to those platforms and you can get all the information about what I've done, what I stand for. because that's important. I'm not trying to snow nobody.
Yes.
I'm not trying to got you type of thing. I want you to know clearly about who I am and what I've done. And not everybody knows. You know, I got a lot of people who call and say, hey, I wish I was in your district. And they do, and I'm not lying, I'm not making it up. And I'm not saying I'm the best council member, but there are some people who have said it,
Right.
and I can say, well, I'm not gonna say the person, I'll let them say it if they want. But they did it in my commercial, that I'm probably one of the best council members in the city of Buffalo and in the country.
Right.
That's a powerful statement from someone who is very influential, and I don't take it lightly. I don't think I'm all that in a bag of chips, but I work hard, you know, and if you see me, well, you know, even in our campaign headquarters,
Right.
you know, I'll be cleaning,
man.
I'll vacuum,
Come on, man.
I'll clean out the toilet. Can't nobody tell you that
Right.
Wyatt won't pick up and clean out a toilet.
Right.
I sure will.
No. He
I'm
all
that
over the
dude.
place. You know, I'm embarrassed sometimes to see him doing some of the stuff he's doing, and I'm sitting over there watching. And I'm like, come on, man, don't do that. Let somebody else do that.
But that's me, Will. I mean, that's my heart to really do those things. You got a question?
We got a question from Knox Fro asks, how would you handle the city deficit? What would be your plan?
Well, the plan is, number one, we have to cut the overtime. That's the biggest number on the page, and I've been saying that for a long time. We're looking at $41 million in overtime. They said crime is down. They said fires are down. You can't keep saying that you're going to keep paying people overtime when it's not necessary. Now, there's some contractual overtime, as I explained before, that we have to pay when police officers have to go to court. There's overtime that they have to call as part of the contract, and so I can't affect that. But we got to address that overtime. The other piece is we have to make sure that we right-size government. There are people who work in city government that aren't affecting the quality of life of the people in our communities. And so why do we have all these layers and layers and layers upon people who are getting paid large salaries? And I think I said this before.
Yes,
Will.
you did.
You got people making $136,000, $140,000, $120,000 a year, and I'm saying, well, why?
Yeah.
What Fortune 500 company do they belong to that they're making that type of money? What are their qualifications? How are they making a difference in our city? And so we have to start looking at those costs. And so at the end of the day, I'm not going to be going out kissing babies, getting all these little press conferences and all that stuff, because that's not the important thing right now. The important thing right now is getting in the trenches with the people who are working in city government, making sure they're as efficient as and effective as they can be for you. When someone comes into City Hall, to me, it should be rolling out the red carpet. They're paying my check.
That's right.
And in some cases, people feel like they're not. And I'm not saying everybody, but there are some people who are working in city government that are really good at what they do. And so I'm not diminishing them. But I think that having the right leader in place, we can take that to the next level. And that's what I'm looking to do. Take it to the next level. Our city has been downtrodden for the last several years. Every year is a struggle. It shouldn't be that way. And I think I'm the right person to right the ship, to make sure that financially, and I don't think there's anyone more qualified financially than I am. But let me tell you something. Pay attention to this media, because you see they whitewash me. They talk about the other two candidates, but they don't talk about me as much. Or, you know, my opponent, Mr. Whitfield, they don't talk about us as much. But I'm okay, because I have this platform. If you go to my social media platform, you see all that I've done. So it ain't no secret. Now, some of these guys may have to create some stuff.
That's right.
I ain't got to create nothing because I've done it.
They're going to create some stuff.
Yeah.
They already have created some stuff.
Yeah.
And the stuff that they're creating comes off the back of things that you've already said.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
so just be careful out there when you hear this stuff and know the fact that it's already really been said, and they denounced it at the time, okay? But now they're doing it. You know, it's a similar thing that I heard when they talked about Trump when Obama, he set up what they call Obamacare.
Yes, sir.
And they kept talking about Obamacare. Now they call it affordable health care.
Yes, sir.
You understand? But it's the same thing that Obama. So I'm just saying to you, when they was criticizing Obama, they criticizing you in the same way of something that you're creating that they don't know. They know that it was good at the time, but they couldn't jump on board with it at the time. So let's be careful of who we listening to and how we listening to.
Yeah, and pay attention, y'all. They're going to start saying all sorts of lies about me. But guess what? I'm going to come on this broadcast, and I'm going to tell you the truth.
Every time.
Know, if somebody told you that I lied to them, they're lying. Because I'm not going to lie. I'm going to tell you the truth, straight out. I'm going to tell you, if I did something wrong, I'll tell you that. I'm like, yeah, I did it. I made a mistake. And even some of the residents know. If it's something that they don't agree with, I'm okay with saying, okay, let's do something different. But at the end of the day, I believe I'm the best candidate.
Yes.
And don't worry about all these other endorsements. Don't listen to the hearsay.
Yes.
You can come on this show every week and you can send a question and I will respond to you. Like Brother Khalil submitted that question. I'm going to right-size government and I'm going to make sure we're efficient and make sure that everyone that is getting $1 from the city of Buffalo is accountable. So next time I will see you next week.
Next week, folks.
Thursday, 4 o'clock, around 4 o'clock, because we live around 4 o'clock.
Right.
But we're gonna give you the information, and you can go to our social media and get all the information on me. But until next week.
Next week.